Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling good this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach. Good morning, millionaires. I just want to make sure everybody's feeling good today. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach. I'm somebody who's dedicated to helping you go further, faster, with less effort. And every single day, we meet you here at this same exact time to give you some information to help you go further, faster, with less effort. This morning, we're talking about growth mindset because that's one of my favorite subjects on the planet. I believe that if more of us got out of fixed mindset and into growth mindset, it could change everything for our quality of life. Everybody that you know, including the one you see in the mirror, is responsible for the direction of their own reality. Every decision that we make has consequence, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. So when we say growth mindset, what we're talking about is responsibility, not just the ability to respond rather than react, but it's the understanding that people only react because they don't understand how to respond. They don't have the awareness of how to respond. So responsibility is being able to respond with ability. And that's what growth mindset's all about. This belief that our minds, including our skills, including our abilities, including the talents that we possess, can be developed and improved as we go on through this thing called life. The opposite of this would be a fixed mindset, which basically says that, look, I've got this amount of talent, I've got this amount of ability, it's never going to change. This is just who I am. That's me, dog. That's me. Y'all remember DMX from Belly? That's me. I am who I am. I ain't never going to change. Listen to me. At the point that we begin to develop and alter our mindsets so that we can begin to evolve, we're now enabling ourselves to make positive changes in our lives. Now we get to aim higher. Now we get to achieve goals that would have given us pause because they're so huge. But all of a sudden we realize, you know what? I can improve to the point where I got this, baby. I can figure this out. Can somebody give me that in the comments? I can figure it out. I can figure it out. Hey, Miss Jones. Somebody give me that in the comments. I can figure it out. I can figure it out. Yeah, good morning, Jess. I can figure it out. What we think about, we bring about. That's an absolute fact. I can figure it out. Somebody give me that in the comments. I can figure it out, young Coco. I can figure it out, Mrs. Goins. I can figure it out. I can figure it out. That's the whole play behind growth mindset. I can figure it out. So what I got for you this morning is a couple thoughts that I want you to kind of like hold dear. Maybe you're taking notes. Maybe when you watch the replay, you're taking notes. If you're watching the replay, give me a replay, gang. But I want you to understand and I want you to write that in your notes. I can figure it out. Here's the first one I need you to believe in. Number one, I need you to have a mantra that helps you believe in possibility. Believe in positivity. In science, there's something amazing, right? It's the fact that, like, when you look at a battery, when you look at the laws of science, you ever notice that positive is always a plus sign, like it adds on, and then negativity takes it away? Throughout our lives, y'all, we're hardwired to believe and consider failure. Listen to me. You believe you can do it. You have to be taught that you can't do it. Isn't that interesting? It is natural to believe in your potential. It is the most unnatural thing in the world to think you can't do something. When you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. Because you see your children climbing a tree without fear. You see them running all close to the street near traffic. You telling them to slow down. Don't fall out the tree. Play safe. But they're not thinking that way. They believe they can do it. Is that a fact? Is that a fact? But we tell them this repeatedly. Even though we have the best of intentions, we start wiring their brains to always consider the negative outcome of a situation, right? Before we start to think of the positive, rewarding aspects of your child being able to climb to the top of that tree and see that he could do it. Isn't that interesting? If we're going to break free of this negative cycle, our parents put it in us and then we put it in our children. We've got to learn to envision the future from a positive perspective. We've got to get ourselves into a place where we imagine and truly feel the belief of what that would be like. Many people are astonished when they find out how easy it is, millionaires, to achieve something once you can clearly see the goal. That's why these vision board coloring books, and we're sending out a bunch more today. Man, go to millionaireminded.com and order one of these bad boys, because you need to understand this is a game-changing concept. The ability for you to visualize your future and really see it like it's coming to pass, really see it like it's already done. When you start to color in all of these images, or your child starts to color in these images, saying things like, I love myself, it's a complete game changer. Because what you're doing is teaching them to believe in positivity. You're teaching them to believe in the possibility. And most people are astonished when they see how their life can change because of that. I love that, Chanel. I love that, Queen. Here's the second one I got for you. Be aware of your actions. Millionaires, becoming aware of the decisions that you're making and the effects that you'll have on yourself and the others around you. It'll improve your success mindset because you feel more empowered now rather than feeling like a victim, like people just don't like you. Well, what did you do to make them not like you? Oh, people hating on me. Well, what did you do to make them hate on you? I remember when me and my brother were running, because I shared one of my locations with my brother, and my brother would always come to work dressed fly as heck. I'm talking about, I would be like, bro, you can't be dressing like this around our staff and they handling all this cash. You know what I mean? We're making them get jealous of us. A lot of our staff would be the same age as us. Some of our employees would be even older than us. I was like, we have to consider the impact that we're having on other people. We have to consider what kind of effect. He would be like, man, they need to step their game up. Bruh, no. It's awareness. See, school develops our intellect. What we want to do is develop our awareness. Are you using words that enable the other person to grow, develop, learn from their experiences, right? Whether you're at home or you're with friends or you're at work, choosing your words properly can massively impact the way people perceive you. It can massively impact the way that people see your attitude. It can massively impact your attitude, much less how they see it. And all I'm saying is that if you implement your wording in the right way, you can gain positive feedback instead of gaining jealousy. Millionaires, this is going to challenge you, but if it don't challenge you, it ain't going to change you. Here's the third one I got for you. What about the thought that failure ain't the end, it's a new beginning? Failure ain't the end, it's a new beginning. If you've ever attempted something, millionaires, whether it's a challenge as simple as going for a run or something kind of bigger like starting a new business that could change your whole family tree, but you started it, you had the best intentions, and then you fall short of what you wanted to accomplish. You fall short of that goal you had. Maybe you stop running a third of the way and you just start walking. That don't mean you write off the project. That don't mean you forget about it. That doesn't mean you say, you know what, I suck. This ain't for me. Millionaires, this is what we mean by failure is the first step in becoming successful. I was just watching this video from Jordan, this basketball player named Michael Jordan. Believe it or not, he was not just a shoe designer. I don't even think he designed the shoes. But anyway, he was talking about what stops a lot of people is that, they forget that the home run king a lot of times is strikeout king. Or they forget how many times Jordan took the last shot and missed. Everybody forgets that. What happens, guys, Sean, right, is that they begin to celebrate your wins because now they start to live vicariously through you. You got to remember, even while you're in the midst of stumbling, ain't nobody going to remember that when you get there. But if you give up, then you went through all that pain for nothing. Suffer for a purpose. Remember, failure ain't the end, it's just a new beginning. Failure ain't the end, it's just a new beginning. Don't nobody remember all them shots that Kobe took and lost. Don't nobody remember all the shots that Jordan took and lost and missed. You get what I mean? Number 4, though, is take on the challenge. Number 4 is take on the challenge. You hear what I'm saying to you? Take on the challenge. right? Yeah, Corey, take on the challenge, baby. Cause it ain't unusual to feel like this whole fear of failure. That don't make you weird. That don't make you different. That doesn't make you, watch this, outstanding. You know what I mean? You're just like everybody else when you fear failure. Don't trip. But here's the whole thing. You have to remember that the adversity that comes into your life is tailor-made for you. What do I mean by that? When life throws you a curveball and you're faced with a new challenge, you got to take the chance to give it your best shot, right? Because the worst thing that can happen, the absolute worst case scenario, is you're given the opportunity to learn from that mistake so you can succeed the next time. But answer me this. Wouldn't you rather make a $10 problem than a $100 problem? Wouldn't you rather make the mistake when it's a $100 mistake instead of a $1,000 mistake? Listen to me. Your first is always going to be your worst. What I mean by your pain is tailor-made for you is because you got goals. You have a purpose, even if you don't know what it is right now, even if it continues to switch as you continue to grow and evolve. What you need to understand is that your adversity is tailor-made to help you become the kind of person that can achieve your ultimate goal. That challenge is tailor-made for you. It's like when you're playing a video game. You know what I mean? I don't know how many of y'all remember playing video games and you'd be like, why are they making the character do this? But then you get to the next level and you'd see that like, oh, those skills I just built up are helping me beat this particular boss. New levels bring new devils, y'all. If you don't conquer kindergarten, then you're not going to be prepared for first grade. You get what I'm saying to you? Here's number 5. Keep an open mind. This is a huge tenet of growth mindset. I once heard it said that a mind is like a parachute. Both of them only work when they're open. Millionaires, individuals who has hey, you better talk that talk, Mark. You better talk that talk, bro. Check it out. Check it out. Individuals who have these fixed mindsets are only interested in questions or statements that they know the answers to already. That's a big problem with fixed mindset. They always are insistent on seeming perfect because they feel so unable to handle whatever may come. So what do? They shut themselves off from learning, and now they can handle less and less that comes. You get what I'm saying? It's like a negative feedback loop where they keep making themselves smaller and smaller and smaller instead of getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We ain't got time for a whole physics class, but all my Kaizen Academy members already know that the first law of the universe is the law of energy, which says that everything is energy. Everything is vibrating. Energy can't be created. Energy can't be destroyed. But the second law of the universe, which proves that Charles Darwin was a racist and a white supremacist and a complete idiot when it comes to this evolution thing, it absolutely disproves evolution, is the idea that there's a law called entropy, which means if things are left to their own devices, then they're going to gradually move towards disorder. Things don't just evolve, just get better naturally. Things only get better when an outside force affects that thing. You hear what I'm saying to you? And when you have a fixed mindset, you're unwilling to let an outside force come in and sharpen you. You're unwilling to let an outside force come in when you're refusing to read books. You're refusing to go to seminars. You're refusing to go to trainings. Your mind is going to constantly deteriorate into its worst possible form. That's why I'm proud of you for being here every morning. Because when you come and you say, good morning, millionaire to yourself, when you say, good morning, millionaire to our tribe right here, what you're doing when you sit here in these classes and you take these little 15-minute lessons we give you and you continue to empower yourself, you're forcing yourself out of entropy into a form of evolution. Am I making sense to you? Here. You got to learn to be curious, not judgmental. Stop judging the thing as I know already what that is, like I'm the supreme being, and instead be curious. Like, what is this? This reminds me of another situation I had. But let's see. Number 6 is be self rewarding. Number 6 I got for you is be self rewarding. Be self rewarding. Man, y'all talking that talk in these comments. Talking that talk to my comments. Man, check this out, coach. Woodrow Wilson, Charles Darwin was President Woodrow Wilson. You want to know why we ain't celebrate President's Day? Because a lot of them was slave owners and most of them was racist. You know what I mean? Charles Darwin was Woodrow Wilson's hero. You know what Woodrow Wilson is famous for, or infamous for? Showing Birth of a Nation right in the White House. What is Birth of a Nation? A Ku Klux Klan recruitment piece. Y'all hear what I'm saying to you? Darwin was a white supremacist. And if you look at the true title of that book, it wasn't called The Origin of Species. It was called The Preservation of Favorable Races in the Quest for More Life, or something to that effect. Google it. Google The Origin of Species and then click on images, and you're going to see what that book was really called. It was a book about preserving the white race above all others. This is when they first started coming up with the concept that school was designed to either indoctrinate the black person or destroy them. But I ain't even gonna go there. That's a whole nother training. But here's my point, y'all. You got to be open. You got to be open to new ideas and new concepts, because it is really weird to me how when you look at our history in this country, it's the uneducated who are the most successful. It's weird, man, because you are naturally going to believe in your own potential. You have to be taught that you can't do it. And that's where being self-rewarding comes in, y'all. You don't need other people to tell you you've achieved something great, and you don't need their approval. By possessing the ability to believe in yourself. Any of y'all seen this Kanye documentary? It's called Genius. Man, the amount of love and belief his mom poured into him reminds me of the amount of love and belief Jay-Z's mom poured into him. It reminds me of the amount of love and belief that Drake's mother poured into him. Women, boy, mothers are the leaders of civilization. You hear what I'm saying to you? And when a mother is able to give their child the ability to believe in themselves, when a mother is able to give that child the ability to accept and congratulate themselves on learning a new skill or hitting one of the steps towards that ultimate goal. Did you hear me? I said hitting the steps on the way to the goal. Man, it can be life-changing. Opens up a whole new world. You got to self-reward. You got to rip that football helmet off, even though it's a 2-yard gain. And you got to turn to the crowd and be like, yeah! You know what I'm saying? Yeah, March is Women's History Month, Zay. Good call, baby. Yeah, Chanel. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And here's the 7th one I got for you, y'all. Look at life as a big old experiment. Look at life as a big old experiment. This is Women's History Month, man. If you are following along with us, if you've joined our text message system, you're going to get some calls that we're doing starting this evening at 9 p.m. where we're just going to be focused on Women's History Month. So, make sure y'all are tuned in. Make sure you text message @MillMind to 81010. And also join our newsletter. If y'all don't know, we got a newsletter that is out cold. It comes out every week. But tonight at 9 p.m., I'm going to send out, a reminder about that. All right, here's the last one I got for you, y'all. Don't let negativity hold you back, man. This is all a big old experiment. You're never going to make everybody in this world happy, whether you committing to a new diet. I remember Oprah went on a diet and all her writers started sending hate mail because they was like she getting too skinny. Ain't that cold? Ain't that cold? Think about it. I don't care if you're changing your lifestyle, changing your diet, seeking out new ways to live your dream, doing your thing to make you happy. There's always going to be people who put you down. There's always going to be people who think your dreams are ridiculous. You know, you walking beside, there's this Instagram meme. You walking beside the donkey, they're like, they so stupid. Why don't they ride the donkey? Then you ride the donkey, and they're like, man, don't they see they're going to hurt the donkey? Then it's like, listen to me. This is all a big old experiment. I know these comments cause these negative feelings in you, right? I know these comments cause doubting yourself. The person keeps on repeating you can't do it. You say you're rich. You say, I am now a millionaire when we're doing our affirmations in the morning, right? And then somebody come along and be like, you ain't no millionaire. And then you look at your bank account, you're like, man, they right. Don't you know if you own it intellectually, right? If you can describe it to me, you own it intellectually. Don't you know if you own it intellectually, you a third of the way there? Because we all live in our mind, our feelings, and then our body, this physical reality. If you own it intellectually, don't you see you a third of the way there? And if you can describe it to me with precision, you own it intellectually. If you can feel the feeling of already having it, don't you know you're a third of the way there? If you can feel what it may feel like to have it, and you are crystal clear on that feeling, if you are vibrating on that particular frequency, don't you know you a third of the way there? So if you can describe it to me and you can feel the way it feels, you 2/3 of the way there. Now all you're waiting for it to do is show up in the physical reality. Am I making sense? I know these people's, you know, slavery to their physical environment starts to infect you. I get it. But that's why it's so important you be here every morning, because we are a panacea, right? We're an aspirin for the headache these people be causing you. When we come together, when we vibe out on mindset, skill set, heart set, it gives us the ability to insulate ourselves from these idiots and begin to use these fools as fuel. You are doing what you're doing because you believe in yourself. And you're not doing other things that you should do because you don't believe. We're all doing 100% of the best we can. You get me? So what you need to understand is if you want more, you have to become more. Everything around you is energy, from your wardrobe to the car you drive to the home you live in. You translated and transmuted your life energy into these physical realities. So if you don't like what you see when you look around yourself, you got to change what you're putting out from within yourself. I hope that makes sense to somebody out there. I hope that makes sense to somebody out there. We about to get on these affirmations. Speaking of that, it's affirmation time. Which one of these was your favorite? Which one of these was your favorite? Which one of these was your favorite? Yeah, we got to use the fools as fuel. We got to use the fools as fuel. You know what I mean? Yeah, affirmation time. Let's get it. Let's get it. In the beginning was the word. That's right. You better tell them, Hadassah, if look, learn to go within or learn to go without. You hear me? Y'all call in. Let's get it. And if your phone line tries to charge you, just text message, call me to the same number. Text message, call me to the same number. Text call me to 667-776-9461. That's right. That's right. All right. Repeat after me. Say it like you mean it.